A Cybertruck prototype was spotted once again at the Fremont factory, which tells us a few things: that there might either be multiple prototypes or they've taken it back from Giga Texas. So this prototype is getting shipped around a lot if there's only one of them, but I'll link the video down below where you can watch the actual drone video itself. And I just want to say, the channel flying the drone over the factory, you're probably flying a tad too low. I appreciate the effort you're going into to document the prototype process, because of course we all want to know more about this prototype and how the Cybertruck development is going, but please respect the factory and respect the employees around it so they don't have to take further precautions or have to penalize you. It's just not a good idea to fly this closely. But that being said, let's actually just talk about the news that is now out there, whether or not we like the way it was captured. They're absolutely toying around with this design a lot, and I think that that tells us the Cybertruck is not finalized. And while in the past I've referenced this prototype as, you know, road legal, I'm really only referring to the fact that the pictures and videos we've seen of this truck technically have all of the requirements for it to drive on city streets. It has side view mirrors, it has a windshield wiper, we know the yoke is now legal, which means that if they didn't change anything with this model and they brought it to production, they technically wouldn't have to change anything, at least legally. But that does not mean Tesla has finalized the design at all, because as you can see with this prototype, it has all kinds of tarps and blankets wrapped around it, and it appears that a couple of employees were putting down blue masking tape around the truck on the asphalt, which I thought was interesting. And I have a few theories around why they were taping around the truck like this. It could be that they're trying to figure out where the exact blind spots are for the onboard cameras, because Elon in the past has referenced that the Cybertruck is going to be rocking hardware 4, essentially the next generation of the Tesla full self-driving computer, as well as upgraded cameras. We don't know if they are better in just resolution, better in frame rate, or anything like that, but Tesla seems to have signed a contract with Samsung to provide basically upgraded cameras of some kind to go on this Cybertruck, and maybe they're toying around with the limitations of what the cameras are. Also, the little half circles at different points of the truck might end up being ultrasonic sensors, and maybe they're testing how they work based on where they're placed and how accurate they are for measuring things around the truck. So that's actually going to be a pretty crucial feature. I mean, it's already important on regular Teslas, but main reason it's even more important with the Cybertruck is because this is going to be the largest consumer vehicle that Tesla makes and sells to its customers. So when you're backing into a tight parking space, especially a supercharger, and you don't want to hit the cars or the stalls around you, the cameras can only do such a good job at telling you how close you are to hitting something. So those ultrasonic sensors better be pretty good. So I'm glad to see they're prototyping them. They've obviously removed the windshield wiper on this prototype, which I just want to keep reminding people who keep thinking, oh, the windshield wiper is so ugly, it's crazy, I hate it, or it's going to obstruct my view. Elon has already said this is not the final design, and it's not even his ideal dream scenario. So it's very possible the Cybertruck windshield wiper design may change again before it actually reaches production, given we already know it's not entering production this year, so we've got some time to make up our mind on what engineering technicalities they want to adopt with the Cybertruck. And from the look of this footage, we can probably tell that they're messing around a lot with the interior. It looks like there's a lot of individual components moved around. You know, previously I reported on how we saw the driver display behind the yoke, which means the Cybertruck pricing at least should probably be more in line to the Model S and X than it is the Model 3 and Y. So definitely expect it to be expensive, but if there's lots of prototyping and stuff going around and they're experimenting on with the interior itself, that also means that it's essentially not finalized. And that's pretty much the running thesis I got from this drone video, is that they would not be doing this type of testing when they're covering up certain components or taping things around the vehicle if we were only a couple weeks away from Cybertruck production. And I know there's definitely some super Tesla bulls out there that are convinced Elon is sandbagging and the Cybertruck is actually going to be ready really, really soon, but I don't think these steps would be happening if that were the case. So it's cool to see that Tesla still has a lot of hardware and software development going on in Fremont. You know, it's not like the entire company packed and left the Silicon Valley. Now they're all in Texas. Clearly, there still are employees working on next generation prototypes, hardware related as well, at the Fremont facility, which means Tesla is going to keep a presence in California. But I also think it's good that they have a growing and ever large presence in Texas as well, because we want Tesla software teams and hardware teams being in all different parts of the world, hiring talented engineers to work on their next generation products. So I think it's perfectly fine that they stay in California, but also grow their presence elsewhere. So let me know what you guys think of all of these prototype images we're spotting at the Fremont factory. Is there anything you're hoping they're really gonna change before production actually begins? For me, I totally want a midgate. I think the Cybertruck would be the ultimate camping Tesla if you could actually fold down that midgate and access the vault from the cabin and have your HVAC system and all that. I don't think it would work as well in other pickup trucks because of the flat top of most of the beds, but the Cybertruck tonneau cover is diagonal, so it gives you actually quite a bit of vertical space to secure your cargo in. But all your great ideas, feel free to let me know down below. Thank you to everyone supporting the channel over on Patreon, helping me afford a Tesla that I'll buy later this year, and everyone just watching these videos. That seriously helps out a ton too. Take care, have a great day.